Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone doing well. This is a 23rd September. We have 23rd September coming into what day is it today? This is a Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday today. It's a Wednesday today, and looking at GBGPY, man, GBGPY is in the same situation as it was yesterday. Did you have a chance to look at my question on the Wix in Slack? No, I woke up 30 minutes ago, and I'm going to go over Slack later on after the stream. So we're going to do that later on. All right, let's take a look at some situations. Gonna take a look at some situations here. Okay, let's take a look on the daily here on GJ. Daily came down to the same support, 133, rejected it. This current daily candle is also rejecting that area. So now let's go down to the 4-hour time frame. Looking at the 4-hour, we're still ranging. Looking like it created a support at this point, and now it's coming up to another support. I mean, this is just garbage on GJ. This resistance was held throughout yesterday. Well, throughout this week, that resistance has been held, and now we're also stuck over here down in support. Looking on the 1-hour time frame, 1-hour is just not looking pretty at all. Yeah, I'm gonna be staying away from GJ here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. 30 minutes creating that minor resistance at this point. I mean, if you do break this, there's another minor resistance at 133.900, which is like 18 pips away. So I mean, that's another small range, not really clear. So yeah, I think GJ is gonna get very difficult. I think something easy you might get about 133.900 or 133.900, because then you have a chance of price to come up to fill these wicks to the left and then hopefully continue up towards 134.200. So far I'm staying far away from GJ here. Staying far away. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is okay. I think this is much better right here above this red line here, which I just discussed. So I think this is going to be a much easier range to come into rather than this one here, because this is still small, right? This is still small. It's like 18 pips, 17, 18 pips. So I mean, this week has been pretty hard. This week has been, I wouldn't say hard, it's been pretty slow, right? So if the week has been slow, I want something very clean and clear. So I think a better option would be to wait for price to break above 133.900. Till then, I'm just gonna wait, chill out. We're gonna look at other stuff, and yeah, it's gonna be a good day here. New York session here, same thing. Looking for buys above 133.900. I think this is pretty good. Looking for sells below this area here, 133.500, 500, 530, 480, like that's around the same area here. I mean, look for sells below this area. I think it's going to be much better because you have clean candles moving down. This is a bad range. It's just not pretty at all. Let's measure this range. This is 22, 23 pips. Yeah, it's going to get pretty hard here. Let's take a look at EuroJPY. Let's kind of like break down EuroJPY and see what our buddy here is saying. A daily candle doing the same. Wow, man, this thing is doing exactly the same thing as GBJPY. Kind of like rejecting that area. Looking on the 4-hour. Looks like 4-hour did create a support at 122.580. This candle came up, kind of like broke above this minor resistance here, and if this flips bullish, I think it's coming up towards 123.200. So let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame now. Looking at the 1-hour, we reached a resistance here. As the first things first, we reached a resistance. Secondly, I think it's rejecting this area over here, right? So let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute is, yeah, it's kind of like rejecting this area. If this candle goes bullish, then we're rejecting this area and we're creating some sort of support for price to continue pushing up. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens here. Let's take a look at if we have any important news coming up today. Ooh, we had a lot of Euro news overnight. We had some Euro news, again Euro news. We have FMC later coming on. I'm not sure what's going to be said at this. I'm not sure how much volatility that's going to bring, but usually, you know, whenever they talk about interest rates and like, you know, optimism surrounding the virus, there's always some volatility. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, let's take a look at this chart here. Ooh, this is a very well labeled chart. Big range, can take a trade over here. Okay, what's this? If resistance formed, can look for a sell. Resistance from pre-NY, little no wicks. If breakout, wait for retest to support to be formed. Okay. Yeah, I'd say like once you're doing amazing labeling like this, I think you should also do some amazing, like, you know, zone work here too. So I think this is going to be the area where you'd want price to break out, because then you have this clean movement right over here going all the way up towards 134, 300, 134, 200. So I think that's going to be a much easier approach. And obviously, like, you know, if we break this area to continue down, then you have this clean room to continue down as well. So I think those are pretty good ideas, like sells below 133,500 or buys above 134. Everything else in between is just noise, man. Like, you'll have to learn to forget about it. First live stream on Zoom. Good morning. Oh, nice, nice. Beautiful. Let's take a look at this chart here. Ooh, already saw this chart. Hey, I got stopped out. Can you please take a look at the trade I took? Yeah, so this trade was taken in a range. Probably that's why you got stopped out here. Came back for retest, so you were looking for a sell for price to continue down, to break the support and continue down. I think the problem was that there was a support forming over. So you're anticipating next candle to continue down, but when we look at this, there has been rejections in this area before, right? So you expected some candle to continue down, but there was a rejection over here, over here, over here, over here. So I think a better opportunity would have been to wait for price to break below this area and then take sells. Can you unmute me? I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on here. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is gold, 30-minute chart. Break of yesterday's low, looking for bearish candle resistance to form, retest of break. Yeah, I think that's good. That's good. Like if you're looking at gold, if you're expecting gold to like kind of like retrace, let's see here on the 4-hour. 4-hour is bearish. Gold broke below this area right over here. Right, so let's take a look on the, no, okay, so that's daily, right? Daily's bearish. 4-hour is trying to do some sort of a retest. So if we see this, so this was a support form in the 4-hour, which was broken right over here. Now price is coming up, so you're right. You'll have to wait for some sort of like, you know, a minor resistance to be formed. So price can come down to retest the low at 1876. Wow, man, 1876. It's far away. From 1891 to 1876, that's like 170 pips. A lot of volume here running on gold this morning. Yeah, GJ, yeah, you just have to wait. You know, sells below 133,500. Okay, let me just write this here. Potential sells. There we go. Potential sells below 133,500, and I'm gonna look for potential buys above 133,900. Beautiful. So these are the only two things I'm looking at. That's it. I'm not looking at anything else. I'm just looking at break below this area or a break above this area to take a trade, and that's about it. If it happens, it happens. Also, I'm also going to be looking at if Euro JPY here, it starts giving bullish confirmations on the 30-minute time frame, right? Because if we start forming support at this point, then there's a very high probability we're going to continue up towards 123, 040, 050, and then break above to continue on towards 123, 150, and coming into this liquidity area right over here. All right, let's take a look at this chart. This is GJ 15-minute price created a high on the top of consolidation, 15-minute break and retest. Did you take this trade even with small risk? No. I'm going to repeat myself again. I'm waiting for price to break below this area or to break above this area. That's it. Whatever happens in there, I'm not interested in that. That's 15-minute time frame. It's weak confirmation. What would be the first area of support if you fall below 133.500? I think a better area would be like 133.200. Somewhere down over here to retest this low right over here. I think that's going to be a better area for price to come down to. I mean, we could anticipate it to come down to there. Is the end of the month harder to trade? Well, take a look at this way, right? When you have a 1 hour candle, right? So 1 hour candle is about to close here on all pairs. So if you look on the 1 hour candle, now we don't know whether this 1 hour candle is gonna close down over here or is it gonna close up over here. We don't know that. Same thing happened. So what we do is we go to the 30-minute time frame and we go to 15-minute time frame. And as we keep going the smaller time frames to anticipate where the 1 hour candles are going to close, the harder it gets because the small time frames are weak confirmation time frames. Same thing happens with the monthly candles, right? So if you look, this is the 23rd September and monthly candle is about to close. So let's take a look on the monthly candle on GJ. Right, if you take a look on the monthly candle in GJ, this monthly candle came down all the way to the July candle right over here at 133. Now it came down over here. Now we don't know whether the last seven days or like 5 days of this month are going to retrace or are they going to continue pushing down. So we go down to the weekly time frame. Weekly seems like it can continue moving down to 131 or even 132, but that's far-fetched. But the only reason I say that is because we broke below this area. Now we're coming into the vicinity of this clean candle that was from the 29th June, right? So we can anticipate it can continue moving down. Taking a look on the daily. Daily is bearish. This daily candle hasn't closed yet. 4 hour is ranging, man. Strong range. If we break below 133.500, I think there's a very, very high probability we're going to continue down to 133, 130 and 133, 100 down over here. So I'm going to be waiting here. We're playing a waiting game. Take a buy when candle makes support. I think when we're taking a trade in this area here, we're just forcing a trade in this area here. We're forcing a trade based on a 15-minute time frame. And man, trust me, if I only had one trade to take, I'm not wasting that trade on this situation right over here. I'm going to wait for price to break above, 133.900 and take a nice, clean, easy trade going up. Oh, this is pretty good. Pretty nice zone work there. Hey, thank you for sharing your teaching. The knowledge on 20% up for this month with strict risk management. Oh, nice, man. Beautiful. Made your way out of the gulag and found the light. Hey, Raja, can't we look for buys if 30-minute candle closes above 133.740? 133.7. See, yes. So you can look for buys when price closes about 133.740. But the only problem I have with that is that this range is like 17 pips, right? I mean, if this was like 30 pips or 35 pips, I'd be like, yeah, sure. But since that range is smaller, it's just not attractive enough. So for me, a much more attractive range is about 133,900 going all the way towards, 130, 134, 200, 134, 300. So you got that big range to play in. So yeah, I think that's going to be much better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my green and red zones. And this is what my green and red zones are going to look like. So this is going to be my green zone right here. Green zone means that this is the area where I'm going to be taking a trade. And then this is going to be another green area where I'm going to be looking for to take a trade, right? My red zone is going to be this zone right here. Why? Because the range is small. My other red zone is going to be right over here. Why? Because the range is small. Like, it just makes no sense to take a trade within this area. Are you not worried with the wicks on your upper green zone near 134, 134, 100? No, basically not, because I think if price is going to come up towards 133, 900, I think it's going to come up into that area when there's going to be volume in the market, like maybe at NY Open or NYC close or NYC Open. And when there's volume in the market, it breaks through these resistance areas. So basically, you're going to be anticipating it to break out of that area to continue going up. All right, let's take a look at this trade from the Gulag. This is, oh, your USD buys above resistance, sells below minor support. Yeah, it looks good. I think you'll need to see a candle breaking and closing below that area. It's going to be much better. Ooh, wow. Chinese indicator is saying EJ is going to go bullish. Yen is weak. Pound is strong. Pound should continue bullish. We'll have to wait and see. Hey, good morning. What's the reason why you don't trade London session besides the time zone? I'm new at this, but I'm really seeing good moves on London. Is there any reason? Yes. The reason is because I'm sleeping at that time. So I don't trade the London session. The thing is, there will be moves in all sessions. In all sessions, you'll get moves. So you can't chase moves. You have to really respect the times you're going to trade. Sometimes, when it comes to New York session and New York session just ranges and London session has had a big move, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, that's fine. Because some days what happens is that the London session ranges and New York session trends and trends really heavy. So you get days like that too. Okay, what's this? This is GJ. Rejection candles on the 30-minute, 15-minute. Wait for strong bearish candles for sells. Major resistance over here. Waiting to take a buy to continue going up. Okay, looks good. Buys above 133,800. So I guess you're ignoring this resistance area right over here. I think you'll be proud of this London Open trade. Chart is labeled Monday, Tuesday, waiting for this type of trade. Okay, let's take a look here. Let's take a look. See, what's this? Asian open session. Pre-learning consolidation range broken. Impulse entry taken on London open candle. Anticipating price will retest the low. Oh, beautiful. This is a beautiful trade. Price came down. Runners closed 27 pips. Very nice. Nicely labeled. Zone work is pretty good. Pretty simple. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice trade in the morning. Would you wait for break and close below the zones, or a possible entry? Probably a break. Probably a break and close above 133.900, or break and close below 133. Like what? 450? 133, 450? Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Hey, good morning. Can you take a look at my analysis on GJ? Let's take a look here. Let's take a look here. Ooh, what's this? Ranging on GJ, no trade zone. Fake out on 1 hour. Possible buy entry here if GJ closes above the range. Looks good. Above over here, going up all the way up to the range. Sell idea if price breaks below the range. This is an example. This is an example of a well-labeled chart. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. It's a very well-labeled chart. Beautiful. How to start trading? Anyone please help me? Okay, how to start trading. So I think first thing you need to do is you need to go to babypips.com. So when you go to babypips.com, you're going to go over there, and then you can start from the how to trade Forex section from education. Then you go to how to trade Forex. And from here, you know, you start what is Forex and everything like that. You go through all these topics. You go through types of charts. You go through here, and then you stop right over here. This you need to learn later on in life. You know, like this comes first. Till Japanese candlesticks, till price action. Some people are laughing in the gulag there because I mentioned baby pips. Man, trust me. When I first started, I went through all this. I went till probably right over here, till currency crosses. And then I was like, okay, you know what? This is good enough. Yeah, so I think that's a very good learning start over there. Hey, you're using fixed lot sizes, right? So you're not calculating the lot sizes according to the stop loss. So what if sometimes your stop loss is more? If sometimes my stop loss is more, it depends if I'm comfortable with it, if I'm comfortable with that lot size or not, because I know I can manage my risk. But at the same time, if I think my stop loss is going to be more, then more often than not, I'm really reducing my lot sizes. Because then obviously your risk becomes bigger, right? Your risk becomes bigger, right? Bigger. Ooh, wow, look at that. Cannot rule out a full second lockdown. Man, things are about to get really nutty over here pretty soon. Everyone's going to go in a lockdown again. German economy relies on manufacturing and sustained growth and services. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. When is the next batch of Magic Keys getting dispatched? It's going to get dispatched closer to the end of this month. Hey, I would appreciate it if you could take a look at this GU trade I took and closed at BE. What could I have done better? Let's take a look here. This is broke resistance, made a support, took a trade, but closed it for 30-minute candle because I thought it's gonna be a wick fill. Took a trade for what? You took a trade for a sell, you took a trade for a buy. I don't know. I don't want to think more about that. So when you send a chart, make sure this chart is sent in a way that if a 5-year-old reads it, they'll know exactly what's happening. What do you think is a good withdrawal doing 5K a month? Man, I think if you're doing 5K a month, I think you should basically withdraw like, let's say 1,500. $1,500, $2,000 a month. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. Hey, any institutions ever offered you to trade for them? Banks, etc.? No. Banks. The banks trade very different to what we trade right over here. This is where I think like the banks don't even use the same, platforms. They don't even probably use the same technical terms. I don't think so. I'm not sure at all what to do, but yeah, no one has really asked me to trade for them. Even if it did, I'd probably decline because, I don't like the idea of waking up and walking into an office and trying to no. That's something I escaped, I don't want to go back to it now. Hey, what do you think about this trade? I think this is probability that didn't play out. Let's take a look here. A trade from the gulag. This is, downtrend, support formed, resistance formed, possible wick fill, okay. Impulse entry break of the low expecting continue to trend. Price came down over here. You closed partials stop loss. Okay, yeah, I guess once you had this candle. Okay, so once you had this candle closing, so this candle closed above support. So when this candle closed above support, I would have closed 50% at that time, because it closed above support. So that means it respected support. 1 hour candle has closed on these pairs. Let's take a look over here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. 1 hour is still printing side by side. We are not sure where it's going to go. Looking on the 30-minute, the previous 30-minute closed like a weak candle over here. No idea what it's going to do. There's a minor resistance here. If price breaks above 133,730, it could go up towards 133,900, but that's a small range. So we'll have to wait for price to break above. Well, I'm going to have to wait for price to break above 132,900. So we have a long time listener and first time chart sender. Hey, first time posting a chart. I wasn't too worried about the range from yesterday. I was looking at the recent clean moves and fresh support zones. Was it just luck? Did I win a trade by luck? Entry taken when price broke the previous 15-minute low. No issues going up. So you had easier time coming down. Secured 11 pips. Okay, that's pretty good. I think you took that sell before price started ranging, right? Because price came up, it came up to this previous resistance area. This resistance was respected after Asian Open, then it was respected again at pre-London. So when price comes over here again at pre-New York, it looks left and sees that, okay, we rejected this area once, twice, and 3 times. So maybe we should reject this again, and you entered when we broke the low over here. So I think it was a pretty good trade. Like after this move down, price is just like, it's just confused. Price doesn't really know what it wants to do now. Let us know when to buy or sell. All right. Perfect. Let us know when to buy or sell. Man, if life was that easy, man, goddamn. We won't have any homeless people. We won't have any, people working in the circus or people destroying their bodies by taking steroids. We won't have none of that. Because all they would know is someone's going to tell them when to buy and sell and make money. That would be the life, man. But hey, I think the signal providers already do that. You wake up and they tell you what to do. How many trades have you taken this week? This week I have taken not a lot of trades actually. Oh wow, this week has been pretty slow. I took like 1, 2, 3, 4 trades this week. 2 losses, 2 wins. So 50% win rate. But my losses were pretty small. I'm up like $1,690 so far for the week. This month has been going pretty good so far. Up around 18,000. It's not bad. Hey, last 2 weeks very hard for me to trade, bro. Is it normal? I think The only thing that's normal is if you are consolidating in your progress. That's normal. What's not normal if you are over trading or if you are over risking, that's not normal. So whenever you think you're stuck in some things, like just focus on one trade a day, right? Focus on really doing one trade a day, and if you want, you can send that chart to me, before and after charts, like what you expected to happen, what really happened, so we can go over those issues and see what's going on. But normally, I mean, some weeks can be hard because price just ranges, and some weeks are easy because price trends. Like if you look at the first week of September, second week of September, I mean, let's take a look at this, right? So this was the first week of September here. Really easy moves during New York session, London session, Asian, just straight sells right over here too, right? The second week of September, really, really easy trades, just moving down. This was the start of this week of September. I mean, there was one good move down, and then price is just kind of like, trying to figure out where it's going to go. So you will have some weeks which will be really easy trades, but then you're going to walk into a week like this week where, like, price just starts ranging, and it just gets really, really difficult to take a trade. Like if you look at this on the 1 hour time frame, it's just so hard, man. Like if price breaks above, like, let's say 133,700, it comes up into this zone, it looks left and sees 1 hour candle ranged, right? This is what happened yesterday. Price just ranged. If you break above 133,900, then you have a clean room going up. Cesar Eduardo is smoking a nice little doobie over there. Very nice. I saw your video on last week's trade and your reason why you took the trades. Brilliant. Oh, thank you, thank you. Is EJ good to buy if it breaks the high over here? Oh yeah, no man. EJ is still ranging over here. Looking at the 1 hour candle, 1 hour candle is closing bearish. 30-minute candle hasn't formed a support. The reason why a 30-minute candle hasn't formed what's this? What is a good for beginner trader, funded account or 200 real account? So since, okay, oh Mac, you deleted the comments. I was about to ban him. Yeah, guys, please. You don't have to spam the chat. If you send it once, I'll read it. If I don't read it, then it wasn't really important. Once again, just came by to say thanks and leave a like. Oh, thank you, thank you. All right. Yeah, your JPY is in a predicament over here. So looking at your JPY, can't take a buy because candles are bearish. Can't take a sell because we may be forming a support. So we need this candle to close over here to see what's going to happen. Let's take a look at this EJ possible swing trade here now. So this is a 4-hour chart. Candle close above, need price to close above daily zone and create a new higher high. Wait for price to break and retest the zone before looking for entry. Okay. Let's take a look on the daily over here. Looking at the 4-hour, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you still have a range going into 123,200, and if we break this area, see right over here, if we break this area, then there's a very high probability price is going to continue up towards like your 123,500 area, 123,600, and coming up towards this consolidation. I mean, this could be your ultimate target if you're taking a swing trade to go up to 123, like 800. It's going to be 60 pips, 70 pips. Could happen. And this is where it's going to start. We're going to start forming supports on the small time frames, and then we're going to possibly continue moving bullish. Ooh, looks like we're breaking up in this range over here. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for price to come above 133,900. Hey, can I become a millionaire with a 50K account risking 3% a day, compounding it for years? Oh yeah, absolutely, man. You can do whatever you want, and that's going to work out for you. I think the hardest thing for people to do is to really focus on 1 or 2 trades. That's the hardest thing for people to do. Just take one trade and call it a day. And then I get messages like, "Hey man, like how do you handle like over trading and over risking?" You just got to close the charts. There's no book written on over trading. There's no webinar on over trading or over risking. That just depends on how you will manage yourself. You know, like if you're taking 4 trades a day and you want to take 1 trade a day, just take 1 trade a day. I have a quick question. Why you not take a sell trade on M30 bearish candle? There is no bearish candle on M30. Because again, I'm going to mention it again. This is a small range, and I don't want to be stuck in this range here. So as you can see, it's written right over here. Potential sells below 133,500. Potential buys above 133,900. So if you ask any question that, okay, why are you not doing this here, doing that there? Because that's something I don't like. We already mapped these out, so I'm looking for these areas to be broken. You know what I saw first thing in the morning? First thing in the morning today, I saw the Tesla Model S played. This is the first thing I saw in the morning. And man, my mind was blown with these specs. 520 plus miles, 200 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, man. Crazy. Can you imagine? This is faster than the Roadster. The Roadster they've been planning. This is faster than the Roadster. I'm probably may have to wait for this. 140,000. It's gonna be around like 160, 170,000. It's faster than a Lambo too. Faster than a Lambo, goes further than a Lambo. That's just crazy. And cheaper than a Lambo. Wow. What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive. What is Raja's time zone? Eastern time zone. Did you hear Mike Tyson is fighting again? Oh yeah, I think I heard the news. I think he was fighting like another older guy. Oh, Roy Jones is young, no? Yeah, Roy Jones is a young guy. Oh no, okay, this guy. Okay. Yeah, this would be interesting. This would be interesting. Okay, hey, I'm looking for sells on gold. It's been retracing upwards for 3 hours from a technical point. Would you say it's a bad idea to take a buy here if you were bullish inclined? Asking for a mate. No, not at all. Not at all. Downward trend overall, but prices retracing upwards. From a technical point, would this be a bad timing to take a buy? Let's take a look here. I think a buy would work if price creates some sort of support. Only then a buy would work, right? Because basically what's happening is with this candle closing bearish, we're creating some sort of a minor resistance here, right? So either we start breaking above the highs, then buys can work because then you have a nicer range to go into. You have like a 46 pip range. Or if price retraces, creates some sort of a support, and then you can take a buy for price to continue moving up. Right? So now you have this range. This is a range. So this is a support area you have, and this range this is a pretty big range, I think, 58 pip range. Crazy. All right, let's take a look at GBP CAD. GBP CAD chart. Candle broke out of this range. Retested the support. If this candle forms a strong bullish candle above these wicks, I would look for entries. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think this should be continuing moving bullish. Looking at this right at this point. Let's take a look at GPCAD since I have it here. GPCAD looking on the 4 hour. 4 hour is creating a support down here. We're also breaking above a minor resistance on the 4 hour, somewhere over here, 1.69500. Looking on the 1 hour time frame, you can see that it matches exactly with the support on the 1 hour time frame. I think if we do continue moving up, this is going to be the area where it can come up to. So let's take a look on the 30-minute now. Looking at the 30-minute, this 30-minute candle is about to close in 13 minutes. The 15-minute candle is about to close as well. Like this. Okay, if this, so now if we want price to continue moving bullish, I think a good stop is going to be below the 15-minute lows at like 1.69520. Looking on the 30-minute, that would also make sense because it's going to be below the 30-minute candle. But you really want this 30-minute candle to close bullish, because if this can close bullish, even looking left on the 15-minute, you still have some range, some 18 to 20 pip range to come up over here. And if we move into the volume in New York Open, then we can continue on towards, 1.7 thousand. That's like 35 pips away. 1.7 thousand. Yeah, price can come up there. Ooh, what's this? JP Morgan to move 230 billion assets to Germany under Brexit. Oh wow, bad news for the pound. Yeah, see, this is what's going to happen. Like once this Brexit happened, like a lot of banks are going to be moving their assets from the UK to somewhere else. That's just inevitable. That's just bound to happen. Hey, just want to say thanks to you and your team for doing the stream. It really helps us aspiring traders. I mean, meaning to ask, do you suggest traders do 1 to 2 trades a day as well? Yes. 1 to 2 trades a day. Oh damn, Mac is flexing on us with his CK shirt and his Adidas cap. Damn. All right, this is USD CAD 1 hour chart. Buys above on the retest, looks good. You got clean candles. Sells below over here, looks good. Zone work is pretty good. Yeah, zone work is pretty good. You got the support established right here. You got resistance established right over here. So yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good zone work. Just waiting over here. Hi dear, I requested you so many times, please bigger on screen time. What? I requested you so many times, please mention bigger on screen time frame and time name. I don't know what you mean by that, dear, but I think you need to rewrite that sentence. Hey, what do you think about this trade? Let's take a look here. Oh, wow, what's this? I'm in a buy on GJ, entry at 133.500. Someone's in a buy, entry is way down over here. Oh, okay. Way down over there. TP at 136. Ooh, 136.550. Crazy. All right, let's take a look at this chart. See, right now, since I'm seeing gold move down, and I mean, there's no FOMO right now. I'm not thinking about like, when to take a trade. I'm not thinking about am I going to miss a trade. All I know is that the pair I trade, which is GPJPY, is just ranging. So when a pair I trade is ranging, I just have to wait for price to, either come above over here or break below down here. And that's it. Looks like gold had a pretty nice fall over there after that resistance was created on a 30-minute time frame. Hey man, would you say US30 is hard to trade, and how would you go about breaking it down? I think US30 is pretty hard to trade. US30 most times does not respect fundamentals. No, technicals. Its market structure is way different than currencies. So if you look at GPJPY, I know some people took buys as price broke above the high, and now they went in drawdown. So that was not a good idea. Just have to wait, man. Just wait. Wait and you will see the sign. Let's take a look at this. EJ sells. Someone's trying to take EJ sells. All right, looking to place a sell below this area over here for price to come down to this point. I think what you're missing is you're missing a beautiful zone that will go right over here. So see now it looks much better, right? You have a zone over here, you have a zone up over here, and now you have clean ranges. So drawing zones, man, can make a big difference there. Ooh, CAD GP, look at this. GP CAD is coming down, so it's better to wait for this this candle to close in 7 minutes. Hey, I just took this trade. It's a bit risky, but I mostly need your opinion on risk management, which is something I have been working on. Thank you. Oh, thank you for this trade. Let's take a look at this. Someone took a trade right here. Oh man, I don't know. I just took a sell at the top of this range. Plan to cut 50% once it breaks the highs of the bearish candles on the left, cutting the whole position. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, the candles are bullish over here, and I mean, the first thing you said here, I took a trade, it's a bit risky. When you said it's a bit risky, you should know this is a bad trade. This is a bad trade. This is an example of someone standing at a bus stand and waiting for a bus to go left. But instead of waiting for a bus to go left, you get on the bus that's going right, anticipating for it to make a U-turn for your ass and then go left again. So this is what's happening here, right? Price is going up, you're taking a sell that it may come down. What if it keeps going up, man? I mean, come on. It just doesn't make any sense. So I think even now, here's the thing, right? Even if price goes down from here, you have to look at this. You have to look at the fact that, okay, how many times is that going to happen? How many times is it really going to work? So I'm not saying it's a wrong trade. It will work. But what I'm saying is, like, you need to focus on confirmations, right? It would be better if you get a candle closing bearish, and then you can say, okay, like, you know what, candle closed bearish, now I have a confirmation to take a trade. But when you're taking trades with no confirmation, there's a very high chance that you will lose overall in the long run if you're not waiting for confirmations, so waiting for confirmations is really important. Because sometimes we can take risky trades and it may work out, and then we start to think that, okay, like, you know what, these risky trades, they'll work out all the time. But it will not happen all the time. There's always a probability. Risky trades, there's a high probability. In the long run, they don't work all the time. So that's why, like me, man, I just wait for my confirmations. If someone took a sell over here, anticipating it to go down, it went down, they're thinking they're the king of the world. But does this happen all the time? Probably not. So it's better to wait for your confirmations, wait for price to be where you want it to be, wait for candles to print the way you want them to print, and you're going to be much more successful overall. Hey, thank you for these sessions and constantly providing support for the community. It's helped me more than you know. Oh, nice. Perfect, perfect. Um, all right. Hey, Vantage FX is going to close all accounts for Canadians. Do you recommend any broker? Yeah, there's Blackpool Markets. Blackpool Markets, they offer MetaTrader 5 too. For the Gulag, for Blackpool, there's a link in my description. It's an affiliate account. It's an affiliate link, so if you want to use it, use it. But yeah, so basically, when you sign up there, you just have to send them an email or send them a message and request access to MetaTrader 5. So that's good to go. It's good to go in it, mate. Would you ever make an algo with your strategy? I don't think an algo would be able to replicate the way I think and the way I execute. So I think that's not going to work. Are you selling any magic keys? No, the drugs have all sold out. We're selling magic keys, dime bags now. What deal do you get with Blackpool Markets? The deal I get with Blackpool Markets is whenever someone signs up to Blackpool Markets under my name, I get $5,000. 5 grand. It's a joke, okay? Like I don't get $5,000. I know someone's out there it's like believing it, but that doesn't happen. It's a regular IB thing. It's a regular IB thing. I think it's like 10 cents per lot someone trades or like 30 cents, something like that. Why you're insulting? Okay, let's take a look at this chart over here. All right, we got the candles closing here soon. We got the gold candle closing bearish coming down to the support. We got the GPCAD candle closing back bullish. If we close bullish, there's a very high probability we're going to continue moving bullish. Let's take a look at your JPY over here. Your JPY is closing bearish, right? There's no bullish formations on EJ here at all. We have the support forming at the bottom right over here at 122,890. Yeah, GJ is also closing bullish. Yeah, this is interesting. Interesting. No trade so far for me today. Okay, what's this? Euro AUD, valid to sell after this bearish candle. Stop is there. I think you needed to close a little bit more stronger bearish candle. And maybe look on the 15 minute too if the 15 minute is trying to break below or not. Please, what's your opinion on Euro New Zealand on the 4-hour time frame? I think you need to send a chart. Yeah, I'm just waiting for price to break above 133,900 so I can take a buy and we can continue moving bullish. Okay, still in a range over here. So this is a no trade range. This is a no trade range here. In your personal opinion, what is a good way to combat overtrading? I think going to the gym, it helps a lot. Figuring out things to do when you've taken your trade, that helps a lot. I think planning your day, having a day planned, it helps a lot. because once I take my one trade for the day, I know what I'm doing. I'm just answering questions and looking at charts, the way they're moving, and really not focusing on when to take a trade. It's just like when you take 1 or 2 trades a day, it's basically like you came to work and you execute it and that's done, and now you got to come back the next day. So you really have to fill your day with stuff to do. If you don't have nothing to do, you're just gonna overtrade. And that's very sad. What do you think about this trade? Let's take a look here. Okay, break of the low over here. Price came down. It's a very good trade. I think it's a very good trade. You entered at the break of the low and it paid off for you here. Hey, I'm a new trader. Third day here. It's really amazing what I have learned about the strategy you use and even Uncle Ted's analysis breakdowns. I like the way he explains things with life examples. Yes, with life and live examples. Hey, I've been trying to discipline myself with your 1 trade per day rule. So before I sleep, I try to go on software FX, look for one super good setup. What do you think? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good because, as you're doing the simulator before bed, and you're looking for that one good trade to take, I think what's going to happen is that maybe you're going to get that same situation happening again on the live charts, and then you'll recognize that. Once you recognize that, you'll be like, hey, man, listen, I've been taking this trade on the simulator for so long. Now it's coming on the live environment, and I think that's a good idea to execute the trade. Looks like we have some gentlemen here. They have executed a buy on GPCAD. They have executed a buy on this pair for it to continue moving bullish. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, for sure. It should continue moving bullish. I mean, if you look at the Chinese indicator right over here, let's take a look at it real quick. So the Chinese indicator is saying the pound is strong, CAD is weak, which makes sense for price action to continue moving bullish. At the same time, if it's going to continue moving bullish, it needs to respect the lows it's creating, right? That's the only reason it should continue moving bullish. So someone sent me a screenshot of a signal group who uses this thing right over here to send signals. Like, this is crazy, man. That's some crazy things people are doing out there. Yeah, I was pretty shocked when that was happening. I was like, oh wow. Hey, what kind of confirmations should I be looking for once price enters one of the clean ranges? Well, there are a bunch of confirmations. My confirmation is going to be that I want to see something happen like this. Like, I want to see something happen like this, candle closing like this, and then I want to see another candle if we can close like this. If we can close like this, man, then I'm taking a trade for price to continue moving bullish. Or if we have a bearish candle closing, let's say if we have a bearish candle closing like this, and then I'm waiting for a impulse entry for price to continue moving bullish. So that's something I'm waiting for. And it's really important for me to wait for that. Because if I can wait for that and that does happen, man, that's an opportunity for me to make like $1,000, $1,000, $1,500, maybe $2,000. So that's what gets me excited all the time. Like, if I can see something which I recognize and I can execute on that, man, I know that's easy $1,000 coming from me. But the worst that can happen in my endeavor to make that $1,000, I may lose like $500, or $600. In the same way, who has like a smaller account, you may be looking at that, okay, like, what if you see something like that, maybe you're going to make $100, or maybe you're going to make $50. Maybe that's the goal. So, yeah, I mean, right now, price is just ranging, so I'm just going to wait. Any open trades so far? No. No trades taken so far, mate. Just stuck in a range, man. We're playing the range game here. So, you know, like if you're looking for any trades, good luck to you because it's very difficult. Like the pair I trade, GJ, is just difficult right now to trade. Hey, can you take a look at this GU trade idea? All right. Let's take a look at this GU trade idea. Okay, so this is support created at yesterday NY session. Beautiful, beautiful zone here. Beautiful zone. Price broke support at London session. Perfect. Amazing. Created a low. Looking for sells if candles close below support. Okay, okay. Looking for buys if candles close above resistance. Man, this is a perfect example of a very, very well labeled chart. This is an amazing example of a well labeled chart. I really like this chart. Who is this guy? This is Ben Locke. This is Ben Locke. So Ben Locke, since you sent an amazing chart over here, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a very nice discount coupon for Magic Keys. There you go. Perfect. We're going to give you a discount coupon here for Magic Keys. So those who don't know what Magic Keys is, this is what Magic Keys is. Magic Keys is currently in pre-order phase because people bought the fuck out of the Magic Keys, so now they're all sold out. So you have gotten a good, oh, look at that, 6 people are really looking at this. So you got a really good discount coupon now. The normal discount is 10%, but since you sent a really good chart, just message Magic Keys on Instagram and we'll hook you up with a discount coupon here. That was a surprise giveaway for today. What's this? Is this an example of a good impulse entry here? All right, let's take a look at this. This is GJ 30-minute chart, price form support, candle close strong bullish. Once this candle breaks the high of the previous candle, I'm expecting price to continue to 133.888 right over here with NY open volume coming in. I think that can work. The only reason I'm not going to be willing to participate in that is because the range is smaller. This is like a 16, 17 pip range. Even though if we're thinking that, you know, once this candle breaks the high of the previous candle and you're looking to take a buy and having to stop below the current candle and TP right over here, it can work out. But for me, the range is way too small. If this was like a 20 pip range or a 30 pip range, then I'd be more interested in taking this buy. But for me, the range is small, so I'm waiting for price to break above 133.900. But you're right, there's a probability it can work out because since, like, you know, we're creating support, and if you break this high, then yeah, for sure. But for me to take a safe trade, it's going to be above 133.900. I started an IG account with hopes to provide value like yourself. Any advice on creating quality content? Yeah, man. Just give out everything you can. Give out everything you can is going to help people, and that's it. It's just going to grow over time. Like the way I grew was that I never held back information. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, guys say, hey, like, you know what, I don't want to give out this certain information because then this is for my paid groups. No, I never did that. I just said, hey, I'm just going to give out whatever I can. And if that, like, you know, I mean, I think in the start, it wasn't about followers. In the start, it was all about, like, you know, how I can give the most value, how I can share more content, how I can help more people. That's what it was about in the start. And then it started growing, and then now we're at 85,000 followers, man. It's crazy. All right, let's take a look at this entry here. This is GBP AUD, clean traffic, price breaks resistance, enter buy with stop loss below the previous candle low. Yeah, I think it can continue moving bullish. Let's take a look at GPCAD. GPCAD is continuing bullish here. Very good, very good. I think GJ is now coming up towards, 133,900 can go up over there too. So that's also very good. Someone is trying to sell GU. I'm not sure what's going on in that scenario, but if you're selling GU, man, you're going to be in a very tough position because this thing is coming up to a resistance. It doesn't mean if something comes up to resistance, you can just sell it because all candles are bullish at this point. So I don't think selling would be a good idea. How many pairs would you recommend to focus on? I had a good month, but I've been trading a lot of pairs and I'm on a losing streak of 2 days now. See, you had a good month, but now you're trading a lot of pairs and now you're in a losing streak for 2 days. So I think you should focus on one pair, 1 or 2 pairs. I just focus on one pair mostly. Can you take a look at sells on AUD New Zealand? I'm sorry, we cannot look at AUD New Zealand because both currencies are closed at this time. So we shall still look at that. Oh, and look, it's a wrong chart coming from the Gulag. Someone said, why do you disrespect us by calling us Gulag? I don't disrespect, it's just a name. Gulag is the champion's world. You guys don't realize that. When in Call of Duty, you go to the Gulag and you win and you come back, man, you're considered a hero because you fought the Gulag and you came back. Do you ship magic keys overseas? Yes, we're in the year 2020. We can ship things overseas. What do you think about this trade? Let's take a look at this trade over here. Oh, GPCAD is continuing bullish over here now too. Okay, your JPY entry at break of 30-minute, anticipating 1 hour to continue down, respecting strong resistance. I think your JPY is really difficult, and I'll tell you why. It's getting difficult is because it's approaching this area where it has rejected before, and it also has a resistance formed up over here. So you would need a break and close below 122, like this area right over here, for price to continue down to this support at this point. Wow, look at this. This thing is going to continue running over here. GPCAD. Hey, I would like to know when you are starting a mango company. I would like to invest on it. Oh yeah, I think we're going to start it pretty soon. I just bought a new case of mangoes. This is going to continue moving up over here. Let's look at Mac. Oh, nice man. Nice one, Mac. Mac took a buy over here. Buy option in case it breaks 133,800. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like that. I like that. If it breaks above 133,900, we're going all the way bullish, and I'm looking for a buy above 133,900. That's where I'm looking for a buy, above 133,900. So I have really specific things I'm looking for. 133,900. Let's take a look here. Ooh, what's this chart? This chart came from the Gulag here. This is EuroCAD, looking for longs if the 4-hour candle closes above broken resistance. Okay, I think what you'll need is you'll need to wait for some sort of a support forming on the 1-hour time frame or 30-minute time frame, and then anticipate price to continue moving bullish. When price reaches 133,900, will you wait for break and retest, or will you get in as it breaks the zone? I'm not sure. We'll have to see once it comes up towards 133,900, and then we'll see what we can do.
Morning.
Hello there.
Hello. Looks like gold is going to be dropping to 1870s again, just in case people are on gold.
18. Oh, it's dropping right now.
Yeah, we should go back to 1877. I think once we break down on this 30-minute candle, you got a lot of clean traffic from 1887 all the way down to 1880. So people are watching that.
Coming back down to test these lows over here.
Yep.
Oof, 100 pip drop.
Yeah, so I think anybody looking at trades should be focused on this candle right here, and then have that mirror right over here. Once we break through this little thing here, you'll have a nice easy trade into this area here, and then eventually down to here.
Oh, someone donated $2. How can I become a man? That's a very difficult question. That is a difficult question. Are you using smart money? No idea what that is.
All this following Ted's command.
Yeah, it should be okay. I mean, as we start to move down, I think this hourly candle now is going to be a drop, and I mean, you can, if you look on the hourly time frame, Raj, if you move over to the hourly, you have this area right over here of contention, but this rejection over here, it's similar to what we saw the other day when we had that big move down from 1940, 1950. I suspect that we'll probably have a little bit of a pullback and then a continuation down to this area over here. So I think if you've missed this initial move, you'll get it over in the second part over here. So I don't think there's anything to worry about at that point.
Yeah, I also think that GJ should continue up right now. As long as we break that previous 15-minute wick, for sure it's just gonna rally up. I got in at 133.750.
Nice.
Hey, is there something wrong if one takes entries on a 1 minute time frame? Nope. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh wow, man. Ted came on the stream. He's like, gold's gonna drop, and gold hasn't even moved up.
I know.
Sorry. I pressed the button.
Almost 20 pips in profit. It's insane.
I pressed the button.
Man came on. He's like, gold's gonna drop. Everyone's watching that today, and gold's like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
I don't have the facilities.
That's crazy. How much percentage of your trade you leave as a runner? It depends, you know, like 10%, 20%, 40%, 90%. This all depends on how much I see things happening, you know, and sort of that nature. By the way, I'm in no trades. I'm in no trades here. I'm waiting for GJ for this. Look at that 15 minutes. 15 minutes now entering this clean traffic now.
Yeah, I think what you'll find is if you're in this move right now, it's gonna probably hit here. We already just sort of tapped over into this area, so we're having a little bit of a rejection. The reason why we have that rejection right now is if you look on the hourly, you'll see we tapped right into a major zone, or we basically came to a bottom of the zone. So we're gonna probably pierce that pretty hard as we go through. And that hourly wick a little bit to the left will probably get filled. So if you're watching this, if you want to take profit, you might end up taking profit at 1882 as we come down to fill this entire wick. And then as the new hour starts, you might find it might pop up a bit and then continue all the way down to 1877 or whatever. So just be cautious as you're coming through this wick because it's a double wick. So if you go onto the hourly, I'll show you. You have basically this wick that we're filling right now, but if you move over a little bit to the left, you'll see it again right over here. So what we have is this huge zone we're now piercing through. So this hour candle should finish off right over here as we pierce through that zone. to the bottom of this, and then you might find there might be a pullback for the next hour, and then a continued move down. So just be cautious. I mean, it might come really quick, and then you just want to exit your trade at that point. So we're getting there. I think 1882 is a very nice target for this point, and we're getting there. So this was a very simple trade.
Oh wow, beautiful. Thanks, Ted.
No problem. Yeah, I'm gonna close with 60 pips.
Nicely done.
Yeah, good old gold. What would be your process if you're entering the next 1 hour candle? Well, I mean, ideally what you would look for is you want a bit of a pullback here, because gold, you can see, always has a little bit of wicks. And then what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a candle to come up and then continue on my way down. And then as I'm watching this candle move coming towards here, I'm looking to see where there could be possible rejection areas, right? And because we have more momentum going down than going up, I tend to think that we smash through these areas here and then come up over, we hit this area over here and then sort of slow down at that point. But like I said, if you caught this move is pretty easy. I mean, you know, you can draw your trend line. You can say wicks don't lie, because each wick was a little bit lower than the previous one. And then as soon as we broke through this area here, you know that we were going to probably continue down to here. Just got to get through this area first. So that might come next hour too.
So one question is, how did you get so good at like reading gold like this at this time?
Okay, so the thing with gold, to be honest, a lot of I mean, it's very manipulated. So, you know, we look at this trade here and you're like, well, how did that happen? The anticipation is, one, we're moving into the North American session. Two, the London session really pushed gold down, right? So the London session pushed gold to like 1877 or something like that. And the other day on Monday, we were talking on the stream and we were expecting gold to go to 1867. Playing off that momentum, what I looked at was yesterday we sort of dipped and then pulled back. And then obviously today we said it would be the bread and butter of the market. So I'm looking at that opportunity as well, saying, okay, we know that Wednesday and Thursday we're going to have a lot of momentum in the market. We had a huge dip with gold to 1870s through the London session. And then this pullback here essentially was us getting ready to go back into the North American session. And then what I'm doing is I'm saying to myself, okay, at this point, the higher time frame candles, say like your 4 hour candle, is starting to pull back a bit. So you know you're going to get that rejection, and I'm anticipating the daily to stay bearish. So as we start to reject these areas on the smaller time frame, I'm just saying to myself, okay, I need to break through certain levels. But if you zoom out just a bit on the 15-minute here, you can see as we popped up to this area over here, like the 1890s, you're basically saying if we don't break above that, then this is your range, right? Because what's happened is you get the almost the McDonald's arch effect, right? That, like, you know, the McDonald's thing. So that's what basically is happening at this point. It's just, this is the first big leg, and then you'll find that this will be the next one to start to move further down. But it's because of the fact that we had momentum from the London session, and we also have an overall bearish idea that we should continue. And then all you're doing is you're watching like I said, when we did it live here, you're watching, you know, your 15-minute, your 30-minute, your 1 hour as this candle goes down, and you're just aware that as we come in, we're hitting this zone over here. We know that this is an hourly zone that we're tapping into. And then I'm also aware of where we are in the market timing wise, so that, you know, if we do get that push in the last, say, 10 minutes of the hour or the last 15 minutes of the hour, the last few minutes, there could be either a deeper push or a pullback. And if you get that deep push, the idea would be to close your trade now, and then this candle creates the wick. And what we're looking for now is a wick up, and then the continuation of that move right into this area over here. Because truthfully, if you use logic, there's no reason why this shouldn't be filled, right? So if we're thinking about our opponent and we're saying to ourselves, well, you know, like, why didn't we fill all the way down there? It's because we're not in the North American session yet. And then as the North American session comes in, that's where you're going to get that push further down. And what you can do to be a little bit more comfortable is now you'll watch your 15-minute, your 5-minute frames in this area here as we pull back. And then what you can say to yourself is, okay, perfect. As this wick gets formed, I know that I'm at least going to fill this area back up again, because we have this clean candle right over here to the left. So now I can wait to see however big this wick gets, it doesn't matter, because I'm focused on the bottom portion of the candle. So we know that the higher this wick becomes, the more momentum we're going to get to the downside at that point. So that's what you'd be watching for with gold in the next hour. That's why a lot of times I'll close trades as we enter a zone, like on the hourly or even the 30-minute area, because we know that this pullback here gives you like almost like a double dip opportunity, because we tapped essentially the bottom of this, right? I mean, we always, you know, you can see here, there's a little bit of a difference, but I mean, for the most part, it's never going to be an exact science, right? With the initial tap. So the initial tap hits here, this pulls back. So then what I'm anticipating is, like I said, this wick goes up, and then this drives and fills this wick, and then your next area of contention is this area, and then finally we're dipping into this area over here. And the idea is, because we're so early on in the North American session, or like we haven't even started, we probably dip a little bit further. But I mean, it comes down to managing your trades and you're managing your risks then at that point. So just really be cautious about that. But more importantly, now you have an idea, because this was your initial push down. So you already know that we're starting that move. It's going to be, if it does push down here at this point, what I'd be waiting for is, if it rejects here and starts to move up, then I would exit my trade if it starts to move back that way, because one can argue that this now is starting to move, but higher time frames dictate that we're going to drop further. So you're going to manage your trade very, very carefully in this area here. And then once we get to this point over here, then you can start moving your stop loss, say over here, because now you know that we're breaking down even further in the trade. But more importantly, we're reaching a new low at that point. So just be cautious as the trade continues, because gold can pull back. You know, it's great when gold pulls back like $3 or $4 like that, because now you can enter again. For all the people that missed the initial entry, you can sit now and hunt it and say, okay, perfect. You know, Ted sort of gave us a little bit of the landscape, and now I just have to wait to see if I get my opportunity in this area over here to then drive down over here. And then I'm watching this area here, especially because you can see, why am I watching that area? I can see that there's a lot of rejection in that point. So there is an instance where we could push and then pull back and then push down again, right? I don't want to get caught in that, and that's where I'll exit my trade, similar to where I exited over here, knowing that we weren't really breaking this, but more importantly, we're coming close to the end of the hour, so I know there's going to be a bit of a pullback, so I can exit, and then now I can look at the double dip and then get a cleaner entry to go even further down at that point. So that's sort of what you'll be hunting at this point to get further down. Hopefully that gave a little bit of information. What's the advantages of raw spreads? Advantage of raw spreads are basically making sure that you get the least amount of, you pay the least amount for your trades, so you get the most profit. Yeah, so it basically came back and it's dancing around here. I'd be cautious, because this is the initial move. You might find it might pull back up a bit and then drop a bit. So this was the continuation from the previous hourly candle. So this is something else to keep in mind too. This kind of situation here, this is your second chance. So say for example, you missed your exit over here, right? And you thought that we were going to reject and now go back up. This would be your second chance to leave the trade because of the beginning of the new hour. So those are little tips too as you trade that you might find that, hey, I missed my exit. I'll you know, I don't want to say the word gamble because then people think that you're being stupid, but you're the idea of, you know, you're going to have a little bit of spillover from the previous hour just to dip down, and then it might reject right away. So, you know, it's something to keep in mind that, you know, if you had missed this initial exit right over here, you know, you get this little bit over here, and then you can exit right away, right at the beginning of the 8 o'clock hour, because now it's going to pull back up and around and it's going to dance here. Now the key is this hour candle. Now what I'm watching for is I'm going to wait to see if we break below this area here. But more importantly, I'm going to jump into my 5-minute candles, and I'm going to now watch to see where we're getting rejection. So you can see there was a bit of a rejection here. This was just the 5-minute candles before the new hour. This is your new hour candle. So you can start to see at this point, you got this clean 5-minute candle, you have this clean 5-minute candle, and we're going to move down. So you might be able to say, if I missed this, I might be able to get a new 5-minute candle to drive the rest of the way down at that point, if you are looking at that. It's just, once again, it's very important that this kind of information that you use for gold as an example, because it moves so fast, you have to be aware of it. Like, you have to plan for this. You can't jump onto the chart right now and say, oh, I'm taking a trade here, because you don't know, you're not comfortable with the multiple opportunities that'll happen, right? So you can see now we're just driving down with no pullback. But once again, gold will probably give us something later on in the next 10 minutes or so where, yeah, we could probably enter. You can put a pending order, but once again, if you put your pending order, your stop is going to be above this 5-minute candle here, and your exit you're looking for is right over here. So to be honest, I would wait to see how this first 15-minute candle forms. You might get a pullback with the next 15-minute candle and then a drive down further. And once again, you're at 1882. We're looking at 1877. Even if you get over in this area, you're still getting 20 pips as well. So it's what's your risk tolerance is, and what you want to do with your risk management, right? So people would say, okay, well, Ted, I believe that we're not breaking 1886 ever again, so I'm going to place my stop above here, or, you know, maybe even above here, and then I'm just going to let this range ride. So, you know, we can bounce around over here, but eventually my point is we're going to get to this area over here. So that's my probability or my prediction. We have more downside than we do to the upside. So, you know, like, you could do that and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to take a 40 pip stop, and then I'm going to do basically a 60 pip gain at that point, right? But chances are you may not come up to this point, so it's never going to actually be a 40 pip stop. It's going to be more so to protect you in case there's like some random news that spikes up, it closes you out so you don't obviously blow your account.
I just entered this trade. Spreads kind of did me dirty. Let's take a look here. Okay. It's heading up, I guess. It's good. Five-minute chart. Maybe we'll see how it ends up there. I mean, if we do come to take profit or stop loss, because 5-minute is it's pretty risky. See, what I'm waiting for GJ is I'm really waiting for it to break above 133.900. Even though it looks like this candle here did a liquidity grab for New York Open. to continue moving up, but I'm waiting for it to break above 133,900. What's the longest you went without trading? New Year's. New Year's and Christmas. Okay, what about this trade idea? This is, ooh, wrong chart. Wrong chart coming from the gulag like always. All right, looks like GJ is pulling up over here. Yeah, I think it should continue up now. I think if this is going to be volume time, I think this is the push we all need for price to continue up in this 12-13 pip range and then continue on above 133,900. Are we gonna move down on gold after a retest and then move up on GJ?
I think with gold now, this is actually a pretty good setup because now you're creating an upper wick. So now you can now sort of tailor your stop. So what I'd probably do is I'd probably look to take a buy stop, or sorry, sell stop below this area here, watch these wicks form, and then allow it to go down. So that's the kind of move that you're looking for. So if you go back to the hourly there, Raja, we are looking to have this candle form an upper wick similar to what we have here. So it might take us a bit, but what you can do now is you can plan your buy stop, or sorry, your sell stop below this area here. So when this wick actually forms, it creates the liquidity to drive down here, and then essentially you come into this area over here. And the other thing too is with that sell stop is this can move all the way up here and you're not in any sort of trade. You're just anticipating a drop, and if it doesn't happen, perfect. You don't have to worry about being in a market order where this keeps moving up and your drawdown keeps increasing and then you get stopped out. It's like, I'll just wait for the trade to come to me. And then when it starts, or as it's about to start in this area, look at the structure of the candle and see if your sell stop is still valid. Like you would put it here just in case it just suddenly spikes down. But the other thing is too, as it starts to move and you look on your smaller time frames, you want to see that it does look valid, or is it just, you know, sort of wicking down just to go further up at that point, right? So that the idea is you put your sell stop here, but you don't just walk away from your trade. Like you're not going to walk away. You're putting it here so that it can activate, but it has to activate with proper structure, right? Like I'm not putting a sell stop over here. So like using this as an example, like I'm not putting a sell stop over here and then watching the candle go all the way back up and I'm in the trade. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like I would want to see something similar to this, where we have this and you put your sell stop here because you had this wick here, and this wick now is going to be lower than this one, and then you'd let it start to run down, and then you would obviously watch to see where it's breaking at that point. So, you know, just keep that in mind too as you're using pending orders as well. But, you know, just wait for this to move. And also too, this area here, you're going to get massive moves in the next 2 hours as well. So if you're looking for gold, I mean, if we don't catch it now, you're going to catch it probably either at 9 a.m. or you're going to catch it at 10 a.m. Those are the two times you're going to catch gold, and it's going to rip down. So don't be too concerned.
Yeah, I think a lot of brokers got some sell stop orders on gold now. Yes, okay. Sell stop, sell stop.
Yeah, I have to message my support team. Start taking out the trades, right? Nobody's allowed to win.
Oh boy, GJ is about to continue up over here. 9 pip stop for a 13-14 pip TP. I think it's about to happen.
Okay, Ted, can you press the button for GG?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
I just have
There
to
we go. Trust.
I just have to call Black Bull to coordinate things.
Yeah, this should continue moving bullish here.
All right, I got to. Okay, I'm gonna take out a bunch of stops right now with all these guys here that had had sells with GJ. So give us a second, and we should be good.
Yeah, just bring a stop hunt real quick.
Yep. One second. We're just taking out these sell orders on GJ that people are trying to sell GJ, and then we'll be on the way up. Oh man.
Since you are the best live stream in the world, then aren't you concerned the bank's watching you and planning fake outs? Oh, yo, no. Oh, JP Morgan is watching us, guys. Put something on the screen. Yeah, no, not at all. Trust me, like the banks gain nothing in trying to take our $100 or $1,000. That's just not worth their time.
Yeah, I think too, from an educational standpoint, understand this: when you're trading, and you're doing FX, your trades, there is an opposing order. Okay, so we all know that there is an opposing order, but that doesn't mean that that opposing order loses right away. So you have to understand that FX is used as a tool for hedging other financial instruments. So a bank isn't going to sit here and just trade FX like we trade FX. What they're doing is they're hedging their other financial instruments against currency risk. So FX trading is one big game of hot potato, because there's always somebody looking to take the opposing entry, because that's part of their strategy, that's part of their risk parameters, right? And the idea with banks is, because banks have a larger liquidity, they have a larger balance sheet, they can hold on more risk, and what they end up doing is they also end up offloading that risk to other people that have an increased risk tolerance. So say, for example, we're looking at gold, right? So gold's at 1883 as an example, or GJ's at 133. There's people both buying and selling that currency based on the overall strategy that they have for their institution. So when people talk about manipulation, or they talk about, the banks trying to run orders, technically speaking, the banks are just leveraging FX to help their balance sheet, and also to help mitigate other financial instruments such as their bond holdings. Maybe they have, in a sense here, maybe they have a lot of UK companies that they're holding in one of their mutual funds or their ETFs. So they're offsetting some of that risk by, taking an opposing, or by using currency trading at that point. So the idea behind manipulation and that, brokers or banks are out to get you, it's not 100% correct. There obviously are bad brokers, there are bad banks that'll try and grab you and manipulate you because they think that you don't know. But truthfully, over the last 6 years, the retail trader has gotten a lot better. They ask a lot more questions. They really are involved in their trading. They understand sort of what's going on a little bit more. There's more information out there. So, a bad broker isn't going to last. And they get called out right away. As much as, a regular retail broker that does a good job, there are instances where the liquidity provider, they have issues on their end, and they have to work to make sure that things get corrected, or there's fair trading going on. The age-old saying is, if you don't ask, you're not going to receive. So it doesn't hurt if you ever feel that there might be manipulation, to speak to your broker, send them an email, and talk to them about it, because a lot of times the reputable brokers will speak to their liquidity providers and come to a common solution. Because at the end of the day, everybody's here to make money. The retail trader's here to make money. The broker's here to make money. The liquidity provider's here to make money. The prime bank's here to make money. So if they lose a trading partner, such as a retail platform, that can hurt their bottom line. So in the short-term game, they may look to ensure that everybody's happy, because that helps them overall in the long-term process in terms of profit generation. Because I mean, at the end of the day, brokers, LPs, prime banks, I mean, their job is just to make money. Like, that's what they're trying to do, but they're trying to make it in a fair way so that everyone has an opportunity to take a piece of the pie. Because essentially that's all you're doing, is you're just taking a small piece of the pie and then moving through. I mean, we all know the stats. 90% of retail traders lose. So you know that the liquidity provider is the one that's gaining most of the time on that, because they're holding most of the risk. A bad broker obviously could be doing the same thing, but for the most part, a reputable broker doesn't want to see their clients lose, because then their book shrinks, and it's not advantageous to have your clients lose, because then when they lose, they don't have money to redeposit or trade anymore. So the idea is you want proper, fair conditions so that your clients grow their accounts, so that you grow your book, and you also grow with commissions and things of that nature. So it's really important, and you'll see that's the reason why there's a lot more brokers on social media. They answer questions. I mean, Black Bull's here right now in the Gulag. They're here, and it's just another way for the broker to connect with their clients and to show them that, you know, we are here, you know, rooting for you. We don't need 100% of everybody to lose for the broker to win. There's enough money out there for everybody, and you know, retail traders do have a great chance to win as well.
Yeah, that's pretty good. As you were talking, gold was coming down. It looks like it's reacting to that same area where it reacted before.
Shout out my dog Philip from Black Bulls Market.
Looks like GJ's now making the turn over here, coming up.
Yeah, man.
GP Cat is also turning around. What do you think about gold? Man, oh man, oh man. This is why the gulag is the gulag. Ooh, we got a lot of people in GJ over here. This is looking really, really, really good for GJ to continue on towards 133,900. I took a position and then I closed 50% as this 15-minute candle closed bearish, because, you know, that to me was a go kind of like spooky, right? But the rest is still in. If you go up over here, perfect. If you break above there, even more perfect. If you look at the Chinese indicator over here, let's take a look at the Chinese indicator here real quick. The Chinese indicator said, oh, wow, man, look at this, Kervin. Pound is strong, yen is weak, CAD is weak. Everything else just weak. Holy.
Let's go.
There we go.
GG.
Yeah, it's going to continue bullish.
Yeah, man.
Bullish. You know, at first I said I'm going to take a buy above this area here, but there was some overwhelming confirmations that we're going to continue up over here, so I couldn't miss it.
Wow, I like it. Okay.
Oh yeah, come on.
You know, 30 minutes is looking so beautiful.
Oh yeah, man, beautiful.
God damn. Yeah, man.
You're still waiting for buys, Rakeel?
No, I'm in buys. I took buys at around 133,760.
I was sweating with those buys.
Oh no, because like this candle had to respect this low right over here. If it didn't,
Yeah.
then there were no buys. So
Yeah, we pushed the button.
Yeah.
yeah, we were talking about it. We were telling Ted to push the button.
We pushed the button. I just had to call Black Bull. They pushed the button too.
All right. That's good. That's good.
GP Cat is also.
And I just logged in to enter the party with you guys. Good
Excuse
morning.
me? Where's your VIP pass?
So much for Ted's gold cells. Up we go. I'd just be patient. You have to understand with gold, you're right at a major zone, so it's going to bounce around there before we actually start to take off. So just be patient and let the market do its thing. Like I said, if it's not this hour, it'll be the next hour or not, or 10 o'clock. So you got lots of time with gold.
Okay, Raja. Let me call Boris.
Okay, yeah, call Boris. Let me message him over here. Yeah, it's going good. I mean, the candle's about to close in 7 minutes. It's closing bullish. 15 minutes also closing bullish. So, I mean, as long as we respect 133,740 now, it should continue. It should have no problems coming to 133,900.
I'm putting my house on the line for gold. That's awesome.
Whoa.
Yeah. I think the good thing right now with gold is if we hold this area here, then you know the next candle will pop up and then continue to go down. Truthfully, these candles here aren't really strong enough to get that drive up. With gold, if we were going to have that drive up, this candle here would probably be up here by now. We would want that bigger move. So you might find that it's going to range because once again, on the hourly, we did tap into a major zone. So just be patient. Like I said, anything below here, let these candles do their work up here, and then you know it will drop into this area here because we'll more than likely fill this zone here. So not too concerned.
Yeah, Boris told me that it's okay, man. He's gonna push the pound.
Come on.
All right.
Push it. I can see someone in the background just like smashing.
That's Mac.
That's Mac over there.
How many positions?
I'm just moving the TP.
Sounds fishy.
Yo, how can you guys hear? Oh, because my mic is not even plugged in.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm such a bird now. That's how you get caught.
God damn.
Mike wasn't even plugged in.
I'm like, why is it?
How did we know?
Uh-huh. Can you prove it?
Can I prove it? Here, look. The funny thing is that this mic, you can like plug. Man. Dude, where's my car?
Are you concerned about the 4-hour close? No, not really, because price action is dictating that we have a move up till over here. 4-hour is also looking good because, you know, if it's breaking the high over here on the 4-hour, it should continue up to fill these wicks over here. 1 hour is also pretty awesome. We got resistance at 133,900. 30 minutes also pretty awesome. We close above this area. It should continue up over here. 15 minute is about to close in 4 minutes. And yeah, there's overwhelming confirmations we're going to continue moving up. Now, if you are not in a trade, I think entering here would be very risky. I think entries were somewhere down over here into 780s, 770s area over here. What times do you run these sessions, guys? Look good. Well, Harry D, if you open up your eyes and you look at the description, you're gonna see the times and the days when the live streams are run.
Oh,
That
Jay is
guy's,
showing something nice over there.
that guy is worse than me.
Only way I can stay in these trades.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's like a 420 conference here.
I think we may get a nice push on this 5-minute candle with GJ. I'm expecting this 30-minute candle to break 133.900. There we go.
Nice.
There goes Kerwin.
There you go.
Thank you,
Yeah, man.
Kerwin. 27 pipas up.
Good job, Kerwin. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
How's your boy Boris doing?
Good.
Yeah, Boris listens to immigrants, right? So Kerwin messaging
Yeah.
Boris like, oh,
Plus, if you
Okay.
have like 8 kids, you
Damn.
listen even more. It's
yeah.
scaring. So yeah, man. Trust.
Yeah, still got 3 minutes left for this candle to close. We're touching 133.900.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're touching
Hopefully, yeah.
134.
GP CAD also moved up. GP CAD had a little bit of a rocky movement here, but essentially it did continue moving up too. Did you took the buy as the 30-minute candle closed above 133.750? Sorry, I'm at work. No, it was basically as the candle was forming. That's when the buy was executed at 133.764. Somewhere over here. Yeah, somewhere right over here at 764. And as the 15-minute candle closed bearish, I closed 50% and then I let the rest run. So the rest ran to like 864, so I closed the rest over there. You all are weed smokers. How can I trust this? Well, Forex Buffalo, you can leave the stream because there are only 2 or 3 people who are smoking that on the live stream. And I highly discourage that. You know, like if you're here to make money, if you're here to take trades and you're smoking up, it's not going to last a long time. I can guarantee you that much. You know,
There you go.
because man, listen, I mean, you're here like 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day to make good money. Good man. Listen, like if you're making $500 in 30 minutes, that's good money. And you want to spend that time while smoking weed and like looking cool, man. It's I just don't know, man. Like to each their own.
Agreed. I
See-
think if you are smoking weed, there you can take 5 minutes out of your day to not smoke weed and just focus.
Mm-hmm.
See, I used to do that, and I used to think, oh yeah, you know what? It's cool. I can do this, but no. Since I stopped, man, there was a what's that word called? Exponential move up in my profitability once I stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Trust me, you can say okay all you want, but bro, listen, it's like
I don't smoke weed.
yeah,
Well, I
but-
do, but at night.
Mark,
I smoke but at night. I don't smoke like when I trade. 'cause
you're not
I-
ready for this conversation, Mac.
yeah,
get
you're not ready
paranoid.
for this conversation.
Mac is an addict.
Damn, who said that?
The 1,000
Like-
faces. Yeah.
Give me your
1,000
address.
Oh,
Okay.
we're coming 133,900.
Oh, here we go.
One
got
more.
one.
You
Little more.
got
Oh, we
If
got
this-
this.
Got it.
If this
Be happy.
30-minute closes with no wick on the top, I'm closing everything.
Be happy with it.
Oh yeah, 30 minutes about to close, and we're about to rock it up.
Yeah.
Rock it up. If it closes,
it up,
I'm
fam.
up to
Coming
134,
for
200.
134.
Yeah.
Nah, at this point, secure positions. You never know what's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
happen with the new
See-
30-minute candle.
Take
Shut up,
my-
Kerr. When you're smoking weed.
Yeah, securing position at this point, putting stops at break even. That's the perfect idea.
Yeah, man. You never go broke with securing positions, you know.
This Friday or next Friday, we're having a special guest. The guest's name is the Forex broker killer. So
Oh man.
Oh, real?
so
The guy
Ted.
that kills the
Oh,
guy
I'm gonna hide. I
Ted,
gotta
be
hide.
careful, buddy.
Yeah.
the guy that's gonna
Forex
kill
broker killer.
the guy that's gonna kill Ted.
Oh man. Oh, Hugo's way, myself, Black Bull, Icy
Yeah.
Marcus. We gotta hide that day.
Yeah. Ted Bun.
I'm going into my safe room, my panic room.
Why don't you get controller effects?
He's busy working at the same time.
Oh right, that's true. Can he like multitask? Can he have like
No,
two
because
monitors?
he needs to hear what Raja's gonna say so he can copy.
Oh.
He can't have a conversation with Raja because otherwise it's not gonna happen.
Oh
man.
wow, man, this thing is still running.
Up to 134.
Yeah. Oh, someone donated $5 over here. Both Traders Domain and Blackwell Markets don't accept USA client.
man.
Do anyone know a broker with low spread on GJ for USA client? I think if you're in USA, your only option is a broker which accepts crypto in and crypto out payments.
I personally use Traders Domain and the other one is called Turnkey Forex.
Yeah, there's FX Choice as well. Some people use that in the US.
FX Choice has bigger spreads. Like I don't think they do ECN.
Yeah, so this is the Forex broker killer over here. We're gonna have them on.
Look, that guy's pretty flexible.
Yeah.
Man, I can't do that. Oh, he cropped himself on that picture. Or no, is he actually sitting on there? It looks like he photoshopped himself.
What is he
Kinda
doing?
Like this leg over here.
But
Yeah.
What is he,
No,
what is he
man.
doing? Is
No, it's you can do it.
Do what makes you happy with your money.
that's what you do with your money? Is it like
That's
This is-
good.
This is his favorite.
is he
pose
wearing
over
is he
here.
wearing socks?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Well, this is gonna be fun.
this is his
He's
favorite
gonna
pose.
kill you.
Overkill.
Hear the
Why-
gulag coming now.
I
Photoshop.
know. Oh no, he honestly, it's like he's got the same pose. He just puts in other pictures. I can't even bend my knees that way. That would hurt me. Oh, he's flexible.
But man, your knees are like, I mean, your legs are like what,
Yeah, that's true.
1.5 meter each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1.5 meters. God damn. like
That
a
is true.
like a condor bird.
Like a condor bird.
Can you explain your entry on GJ? Which candle did you enter, and what was your thought process behind it? Well, when these candles were forming, when this candle was forming right over here, we were anticipating it to continue going up, and then we started talking about how, like, press the button for price to go up, and it was basically pretty straightforward. So if you can just rewatch the stream, I think you will find that information. But now it's at a very crucial area over here.
Yeah, I already closed everything. Unless we get a clean close above 900, I might re-enter. But
how many times would you take that same trade since this morning? You were saying that GJ was inside the 18 pip range and was better to wait for price to break above 133.900. Yeah. So basically, in the morning, I was waiting for price to break above 133.900. So I've been waiting since like 2 hours now, like an hour and a half. So once we saw the candle closing above over here, then I said to myself, okay, like, you know what? I mean, if the candle closing over here, and if I take an entry somewhere down at 770, I can potentially get like 10 pips and then just call it a day. And, if price breaks up, perfect. If not, then whatever. So I saw that opportunity and then executed on that opportunity. But I wasn't really expecting price to form this way for me to take a trade. But it did form this way, and I think that was a very good idea there. Also, you can see the 15-minute candles here, which close. So look at this over here, all this area here. These candles closed below 133.750. This here, all these candles here. Then this one candle closed above. This one candle wicked below but closed above. This bearish candle wicked below but closed above. But it also closed bearish, which is why I removed some risk, and then I kept the rest of the risk in this candle to continue moving bullish. So I had a 15 lot open. I closed 6 lots when this candle closed bearish, and the rest hit 10 pips, and I took my profits at that point.
Alright, pretty good call, guys. I'm off. No, I'm actually gonna stay here. I got no friends.
You gotta play the sad song for Mac.
With the violin.
Oh my.
Oh man.
One is the loneliest number.
I'm never smoking in the morning again.
you guys called it, boy.
Yes!
Yeah, man. That used to be me. I used to get
Update on
scolded.
gold. Update on gold. People want to update on gold. So the 5-minute candles are consolidating right now. So you can see we haven't really broken above or below. So you can basically build your box out here. And what I would wait to see is I would wait to see either a clean move out of here or a clean move over here. So we're just ranging. Like I said, it could probably come at 9 a.m. or even 10 a.m. the continued move down. But I think if we were to move up, we would need a little bit stronger push out of this zone to go up. So just be cautious. I mean, if you're trading, like I said, we want to break below. The way that this is moving, it looks like it's consolidating in this area here, and then we'll either have a break to the downside or to the upside. But leveraging our higher time frames, we do see more bearish than bullish opportunity. So just keep that in mind. It's just moving a little bit slower than expected, but that's all good. At this point, I would be looking more for sells than I would for buys, to be honest. Just to keep that in mind. If we are going to take buys, I would want to see the next hour candle dip down into 1880 and then fly back up as well. Or if this candle finishes above 1886 or 1887 on the hourly, then there's a potential for the move back up. But it is really struggling to move to the upside. So just be cautious around that, because we did have that huge drop on the last hour. So if you think logically, right, the last hour candle went bearish and it started that leg to move down. So why all of a sudden would we fly back up? That's, if you use that kind of logic, like we just had a huge bearish candle on the hourly move down, I would err more on the side that we would have probably another bearish candle move down before we start to move back up. If you look at the way gold moves, it's rare that you see one huge bearish candle and then you see a huge bullish candle go all the way back up like that. It's very rare, and that's just understanding the nuances with gold. It fakes you out a lot because it looks like it's going to go up, but don't get caught in those silly moves, because gold can rip $4 or $5 down within a 5-minute candle, and you've screwed yourself out because you were trying to look to say that the higher time, like the lower time frames were going bullish. Always watch the higher time frames with gold. It just saves you so much pain and anguish, because you can see even right now gold's starting to dip to 1882. It dropped $2 in a 5-minute candle. So just be very cautious with that. In terms of gold, always watch your higher time frames. Don't believe the lower time frames with gold. Use the lower time frames for entries. Use the lower time frames when it's moving in your direction. Don't fight the higher time frames with gold. It's just really not worth it. It's just not. Now gold's at 1882, 1881. If it breaks this in the next, say, 5-6 minutes, you're down to 1879 pretty much at that point. And the bearish movement goes. So, you know, people that were telling me that gold's moving up, I mean, I'm sorry, but it just seems like you don't have a lot of experience trading gold. $5 moves up and down are nothing.
How long it wasn't there.
Just be careful. And you know what? We trade GJ here. We trade other pairs. You know, you don't have to trade gold if you're not comfortable with its movements. That's fine too. You know, you can leverage information off of GJ to trade EJ or UJ as well. You know, you put charts up for USD CAD, things that move a little bit slower, a little bit easier on your mind, and then graduate to the more experienced pairs where they move a little bit more violently, just because you know price action a little bit better.
You know that lately, the best way to trade gold is basically applying the same knowledge as the US 30.
Mm-hmm.
Anything below 15 minutes is the best way to trade gold. The structure has been doing some good boost. The problem with gold is the stop loss.
Yes. And the other thing too is you'll find a lot of times with gold, there's going to be one big candle in gold that'll make the move, and then the rest of them do stupidness in the hour. So like if you're watching the hour in gold, you know, the last couple of 15-minute candles have been pretty stupid, and now this one's bouncing around as well. But there'll be that one breakdown, providing you have proper stops. If you manage your risk with gold, it's not that difficult to trade. The thing that kills people is they'll get stopped out like 5, 6, 7 times in a row, and they'll keep trying to re-enter, and you know, they'll fight with it instead of just, you know, giving up for that day, or accepting the fact that maybe you're not going to get like a 40 or 50 pip move. Maybe you only get like 5 pips or 10 pips out of the move, and getting used to that. And then when it does move hard, you get like your 40, 50, 60 pip moves. So just really keep that in mind as you're trading gold. Like if you're going to fight with gold, you're fighting with it, and you have to keep your stops relatively tight. You have to manage your risk, maybe lower your lot size, and let the trades breathe a bit so that, you know, you can catch a little bit of the move at that point.
Man, GJ really came up over here. It really, oh, GP CAD also approaching target here we had this morning. Looks like some people this morning were taking sells on GPNZD in a bullish trend, and it didn't really work out there. Beautiful moves on GJ. I think whoever caught these GJ buys, we deserve a like on the stream over here. I'm gonna give a thumbs up, I think, because it was a pretty good day here today. Yeah. Even though I was looking for buys above 133.900, but they formulated at right down over here. So I think a move above here would be at like NYC open or after I'm done from the stream, basically. Hey, I draw zones, I plan the trade and etc. But when it comes to that, I don't execute. I don't know how to overcome this. You just need to execute. You need to execute, and then you got to see what the outcome is. And then based on that outcome, you have to kind of like then see if it's something that you're gonna get it after over and over again or not. And
dropping.
Oh wow. That is the gold whisperer over here.
I'm Caesar Milan of gold. You have to take gold and make it your pack. It wants to be a pack leader. But when you take gold and don't make it the pack leader, and you show it that you are the pack leader, it respects you. Yeah, so now if you're in gold and you're like, okay, what am I looking for next? You're probably looking at 1877. And at 1877, that's where I would start to be a little bit cautious. Because basically we're filling this range, but more than likely we're going to tap into a zone at that point.
So this will show.
So yeah, so since everybody, you know, was taking buys on gold, I really apologize for that, but this is not a game of ego. This is just a game of, you know, higher probability. And I think a lot of people just have to just take your time, evaluate. It's not a big deal if you're wrong. I think that's another thing too, is if people feel that they're wrong, that, you know, they get upset. It's like, it's okay to be wrong. It's not okay to blow your account being wrong. Dude, that's the difference. So it's okay to be wrong in a trade, but it's not okay to over leverage and blow your account being wrong. That's the difference. $40 pips on gold. Thanks, Ted. No problem. Glad you guys were able to catch some moves on gold. I think, and also too, if you watch this session over again, you know, watch the replay, you can learn about that and go through. Ted, are you taking entries on the 5-minute trading gold? Sometimes I do, but a lot of times I'm looking to see 15 minutes, the 15-minute candles. I didn't take an entry on this because I had already done 60 pips this morning on gold. I got in a sell at 1890 and I closed at 1884. So I'm okay today, but I wanted to help everybody else out. As we approach 1877, this is where Raja has his gray box. This is where you would sort of watch your trade at this point.
Wow, man.
I can't take commissions from people and the gulag, because then you guys will get mad when I'm wrong and you want the commissions back. So,
Yeah.
So let's call a spade a spade. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but most times we win. Although someone audited the streams and said that we don't win as often as we say we do. But I tend to disagree with that audit that someone made. Is if you look, all the winners were big and all the losers were small. So we actually won a lot more than we lost.
Yeah. They basically said that our winner and losers are the same, but in their same numbers, the winners are a lot bigger than the losers.
Yeah.
So that was basically a good compliment too.
Yeah. I mean, I was actually impressed that someone went through 3 months of the stream and audited every trade. And it was like, there was, oh man, I wish I had it. I wrote it out. There was basically, the biggest loss I think was like 10 pips, but the biggest gain was like 30 or 40 pips. And then like every winner on the live stream was bigger than the loser on the live stream. So like the risk management was on point.
Yeah.
But then they said, well, Raja only wins 1 out of 2 times. And it's like, well, that's all he needs to do if he's winning, if he's closing at a 6 pip loss and a 20 pip gain. I mean, it's pretty easy to make money that way.
Overall, you're still winning at the end of the day.
Yes.
But man, I think this stream was really, really sick because broke down gold, broke down GJ as it came up towards 132.900. I think for GJ to really leave this area, it's going to require a lot of force because look how many times it tried leaving this area before. Just kept wicking back down. So I think for price to really break above, 133.900, you'll need a candle closing, breaking and closing above this area.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Raja. What you'd probably want is you need this area here to start consolidating to break above. So you would want candles to finish up over here. And then what you would want is you'd want your candles to start looking like this, where the wicks are are sort of down here. So the wicks would be right over here to start to drive back up into this area here, if that's indeed the bullish movement for GJ at that point. So that's what you would anticipate, and a lot of this stuff too, when you're trading, the stuff that Raja talks about or that I talk about, that's a lot of what you call, like, I mean, lack of better terms, forecasting, right? And as you get better with trading, you do that more often, and you watch your predictions play out accurately. That gives you confidence when you're actually looking for specific trades. Because I know Raja's not going to probably take another trade right now. The stream is probably going to come to an end soon. But the idea is, you can then anticipate later on how you would react if the market moves in that area, or how the structure of the market goes in the next couple hours, to then really focus and then push yourself to get maybe another entry or another trade at that point, if you're going to trade one more time before like the London close, things like that.
I think it's gonna break.
Yeah, it's also going to continue up over here.
Yeah, and if you're looking at gold, you can see the hour candle's fully bearish now with gold. So once again, that's another idea that you can use when you're trading gold. So as an example here, the reason why I was confident that gold would probably come to this area over here is because, once again, this bearish candle here, when you think about structure, it doesn't make sense for you to have a heavy bearish candle in 1 hour right over here, and then all of a sudden a bullish candle just rip back up. Like, you have to question that. I mean, obviously, if it did happen, whatever happens, but logical sequences with gold, there's always, at least 2 candles or 3 candles on a leg down or a leg up. So really watch that, and especially when you have a major push down with a big, like a higher time frame candle, like an hour or a 4-hour candle. A lot of times this upper wick here is exactly what it is. It starts, it's maybe for the first half hour you get that, and then the last half hour you get that drive down. And now what you'll see with this hourly candle is this pullback over here. You're going to get the similar structure to have with this candle, perhaps, right? So the next hour candle will drop, it'll drive into here, and it'll finish this area off. And then at that point, you make a decision and you say to yourself, hey, do I want to try and break through this zone, or am I happy with my profits at that point? So it's just something to keep in mind as you're trading.
Man, GJ is really flying.
Yeah, man. It's looking good.
See, this is also an area of some sort of a, where you need to be careful now, because as it's coming over here, you can see previously candles came here and they got rejected. So Ted's right. Now, once we're coming over here, you need some sort of a consolidation here, or some sort of like a support formation, so that can support price breaking through this area going up towards 134,300. Wow, GP Cat also reached our target from this morning.
Ooh, can we get 1,000 likes today? Let's see, we got 600.
Not today.
I thought you left.
Yeah, I thought you left, man. You were done for the day.
Nah, it's that the boys, they're busy. They don't want to chill.
No one wants to play Plunder with you.
I only person I play Plunder with is Ted.
I moved on now from Plunder. I'm playing the those heads up games, and I guess the multiplayer games.
Yeah, like the 40 and plus games.
Yeah. So that's pretty, man. It's crazy. Like when I play on a team, I actually do pretty good. I get like 9-10 kills.
That's good.
Yeah.
The most I get is probably like 2, but I get a lot of money.
Yeah, but I play Call of Duty like 6 hours a day now. So.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's why you guys don't. That's why in the group chat you don't really hear from me. No.
Like, what is this guy doing?
That's the life of a trader, man. Charts are consolidating. All right, Call of Duty. Kraken Bank. What kind of bank is this?
A crypto bank.
Oh, crypto bank. Yeah, I'm staying away from all crypto banks. They're all a bunch of thieves, man.
Oh, look at GJ.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, GG.
Yeah.
Honestly, whoever's holding buys till now, man, give yourself like some round of applause.
In.
Yeah.
Let it fly.
Oh man. All right, I'm not giving out any more information this week. I'm done. I'm hiding.
Wow. Yeah.
Come on, man. You need to press the button one more time.
We pressed enough buttons today.
Oh, man. On Monday was a craziness with gold, man.
Yeah. We
Beautiful.
pressed enough buttons today. We're giving you options to talk about your options, to give you more options to make your trading better.
And with more options.
Yeah.
Secret God.
I think all the planets got aligned just in time.
Yeah, Uranus.
This guy said Uranus.
You know what I felt bad last night? I was watching Dancing with the Stars, and
Carol.
Carol Baskin was crying. I felt bad because I think deep down inside, even though she killed her husband, she shouldn't have to be put into that mess on the media. Like she was
Oh
just
my
like
God.
in tears. Like I was watching. I was sort of frozen because it's like, yeah, like your whole family now gets pulled into this. Like I know you did it, but like, why is your family getting pulled into it? I just felt bad because you can see she was visibly upset. Like I think that was a genuine emotion. I mean, I don't know why you talk about that when you're on Dancing with the Stars, but hey, it's all good.
Free my dog, Joe.
I wish they make another one. I just want
Yeah.
them to do part 2.
They gotta
Like,
do a sequel.
I want to know, like, if there's another, like, if we can find something else similar to like a Joe Exotic story. Like, obviously, it wouldn't be animal. Maybe like,
Yeah,
you know, what would be a
animals.
good one? No, you know, what would be a good one? It would be like maybe used car salesman or like, well, because they already do real estate agents. That tiger thing was good. So you can't really do animals anymore because everyone will compare it to Tiger King. So you really need another. You need another sort of documentary that's like a little weird, like maybe like esports or like, I mean, I watched the Rubik's Cube documentary. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
There's a one called Don't Fuck with Cats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Oh.
GJ.
Yay.
See, if you look at the candles here too, candles, they never broke the lows of the previous candles. And this is where Ted pressed the button and Black Bull Markets pressed the button.
And then I called Boris.
Yeah, you
Wow.
called Boris over here somewhere.
I actually was the first one on buys, if you recall.
No, that doesn't count. No.
All right, doesn't count.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you were.
what about a farm full of bears instead of tigers?
Farm full of bears, Jesus.
Like a bunch of grizzly bears. He goes in there. He gets his face
What
ripped.
about Mac?
A farm full of Macs.
We can do a Mac documentary.
Man,
Yeah.
I think Ted understands Mac the most because he spent the
I
most
think
time
so.
with
Yeah,
him.
because they played together. I mean, they
Yeah.
have more time. They spend more time together.
Yeah, because Mac is one of those guys that his heart is in everything. Like he's like my Rudy, because like when we're playing Call of Duty, like he gets emotional when the truck blows up. He's like, because I'm asking him, I'm saying to him, I'm like, Mac, what's, because you know, you hear people on the mic and you're sort of busy looking at the screen and you don't know what's going on his side because he's off doing his thing, and you hear him screaming. I'm like, Mac, what's going on? He's like, oh, someone just took my truck, and I'm like, that's okay, don't worry.
Someone took my truck.
And he's like, no, and I'm like, what happened? He's like, oh, someone else got the care package instead of me. I'm like,
You know, I get sad when that happens.
I know you do. That's what I
I'm like,
mean.
no, I was like 2 minutes away.
It's like he wears his heart on his sleeve. I mean, this guy, he's like, no, someone got the money drop. Why did I get it?
Yeah, for real. When I do something, I go like
Yeah,
hard
goes
on it.
100%. Yeah.
100% on it.
Man, yo, Mac, you better take that hoodie off, man. You're hot.
Yeah,
Man's not hot. Man's hot today.
I'm hot. I'm killing it.
Oh, it's all that stress from that buy you held.
Man,
He held the buy from down here.
Yeah,
from
that's right.
750.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing? I'm like, hard in my sleeve, boy. Oh, fun times.
Oh
Wow,
wow!
look at GJ. Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yo,
I called it 134.
We're coming to
Rack it up,
144,
fam.
300 now.
Rack it up.
Rack it up, fam.
Yeah, I think the only good confirmation we had was down over here. After this, there's just like straight uptrends. Even on the 5 minute, nothing. A little bit. Yeah.
Get in GJ now.
Mm.
You can get in GJ anytime you want. Doesn't mean you'll be right. Update on gold, please. Yep, gold's at 1882.
Oh my
Winds
god.
are from the southwest at about 26 miles an hour. That's the update on gold.
Nautical miles, everything. 826 likes. Come on, let's get 1,000.
Yeah. So when people ask, should we buy or sell something? What you should do instead of saying that is you should actually come up with an idea and ask us to evaluate your idea. Asking if it's a good time to buy or sell shows ignorance on your part and laziness. And truthfully, I've never met a lazy rich person. So if you are hoping to be successful in life, chances are you're not going to be lazy. So make sure when you come with questions or you come with some sort of idea, you explain your idea as if we've never heard about FX before. And I think you'll get a better result, not only from the gulag, but also from us, but also for yourself too, because you'll know that you're using your critical thinking skills. So I think you got to really work on that. So if you ask questions like, what are my thoughts on this, or should I do this? I don't really think you have much opportunity to be successful in FX. And that's just me being realistic, because FX is a lot more than asking, should I buy or should I sell, or what are my thoughts? It's really what it comes down to, how you are interpreting the charts, and if you would like our interpretation of what you've done.
There were no trades today. Somebody just a guy came in last minute. Yeah, we took 7 trades.
Yeah, this is good for GJ now too, because it broke above this area now. So whatever, it's going to have a pullback, make like a minor support. We're getting up towards 134 300, 134 400 in that area. Looking on the 4-hour here as well. Oh man, look beautiful. Let's take a look on the daily. Daily is also retracing. Beautiful.
Yeah, so if you're looking at gold right now, you can start to see on the hourly candle what's happening right now. We are forming a wick on the upside. On the hour, the last hour candle was bearish, so more than likely with momentum, wicks will get filled And the idea is we're trying to fill to 1877. So if you are looking at trying to take a gold trade, what you would be looking for is you'd be looking for the candles on the smaller time frames to flip bearish. And as they flip bearish, that's when you would take an entry to continue further down. Going on a bullish candle, trying to expect sells is not a good idea. So as an example, when we saw what happened here, this candle over here was probably not a very good candle to trade. But if you were using this as a resistance, you can then say, okay, providing we don't break above here, this is my stop loss, then more than likely we're going to continue down. And that's what we did because we were using the hour time frame. So the same situation applies over here. This is your new hour candle forming on the 15-minute chart. And you can see now it's starting to dip. So maybe you may want to take a sell below this area here at 1880 and then drive down into 1877 and potentially use this area here as a stop loss. But more importantly, as this candle closes, if it closes bearish, you can probably have a stop loss maybe over here a little bit tighter in the smaller time frames at that point. But right now you can't take a sell on gold because the candles are bullish on the smaller time frames. You have to wait for them to turn bearish. That's very, very straightforward. And
Oh,
GJ's
wow.
continuing.
GJ's continuing over here. There was this one guy in the gulag. He got super mad because I think he got in on sells on GJ, and he got super duper mad that, oh, these guys call buys and then sells and then buys and then sells. Just if you take a wrong trade, don't get mad, man. Just understand that you're trying to sell when candles are bullish. There was another gentleman, he was selling GBP and ZD when it was reaching a resistance, and I advised him that, hey man, listen, if the candles are bullish, you have to wait for a bearish candle. And there was no bearish candle that came. I think it was right over here. They were trying to sell because they reached a strong resistance level right here. But obviously, you know, if candles are bullish, it's more likely it will continue bullish. GPCAD, same thing. So I guess we had a pretty good, entertaining, educational session here today.
We did.
100%.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think too, like people should go back and watch these streams and really focus on the thought process, the ideas behind how we were able to anticipate these moves and why we were anticipating these moves. And then put that into practice on the pairs that you trade, and you'll see probably the same, or you'll probably see similar results in terms of your analysis getting better. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make millions of dollars or you're going to be right 100% of the time. But, you know, an example with GJ here is, you know, like Rakeel basically called out, you know, the information. We planned the trade, you know, there was, as soon as it breaks above here, this is where we're taking buys. If it breaks below here, this is where you're taking sells. And I think, you know, if people can do that on a more frequent basis, it'll help them. And also, you know, managing your risk at that point. People are asking about the new Tesla. Yeah, the new Tesla is amazing. I put my deposit down. I want the Tesla Plaid.
Man, they made that thing faster than the Roadster.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't put the deposit on the Roadster yet because obviously it's been delayed. But if they're saying end of 2021 for that Tesla Plaid, that's ridiculous. Like that's 1,100 horsepower. That's
Bugatti, man. It's Bugatti speed.
It's a Bugatti for 140,000 American. Yeah, you put down a $2,500 refundable deposit and off to the races. So I did that. That's easy.
This is just insane. I saw the specs this morning and I was blown away. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like I started reading range. I was like, okay, that's pretty impressive. Speed, impressive. This, and I saw the horsepower of the 1100.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
Holy. That's miles per hour.
Yeah.
Like the most impressive thing is there's no engine sound. It's just
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as it was funny because I was watching Battery Day, and then we were watching how he's updating battery power and like how he's making things more efficient. And he's like, "Oh, by the way, we're launching the Model S Plaid." And I'm like, "What?" And then he showed that video. I was like, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, you can order it right now." Literally, I opened my laptop was on my coffee table. I literally opened my laptop and I ordered it right there. I was like, "I want it."
It's crazy.
Because really, the only reason I wanted the Roadster is because it had way more power and range than my current car. But if this car is going to give me similar range and similar power, I will take a sedan over the Roadster any day of the week, because you have 2 trunks on the sedan. You can fit 4 people comfortably, and the car is amazing to drive to begin with. So it's like, this is perfect, and it's like half the price of the Roadster. So like, why wouldn't you do this?
Right. I mean, you could fit, what, 4 dead bodies in there?
Well, yeah, if you had to do that. And then also the other thing too is they're coming out with the $25,000 version of Tesla.
Yeah, I saw that.
For the peasants.
You know that, well, people who loves Tesla, they don't care about the appearance. But if Tesla started making some aggressive models on the body, it will be like really nice cars, to be honest. Because the front at all, I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like the front? I like the front.
Tesla?
I think that Model S is very aggressive.
For example, the truck is
Oh
ugly.
yeah, the truck. Yeah, that's a little bit more.
And I mean,
I did the black one, Raja, with white interior. So I did black with white interior with the bigger wheels.
Long range or performance?
No, the plaid. The plaid.
Oh.
Yeah, I ordered the plaid because you could just put a $2,500 deposit down now.
Man, this thing.
Yeah, look at that, 840 kilometer range. Like you can basically drive from here to New York City on one tank.
You can outrun cops, man, in this thing.
For real.
Yeah.
100%.
They'll run out of gas.
What's it going to be in real life, though? So they're saying
that's real life.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's
the current Tesla, they've done things saying you should get 300 miles, but they only get something like 250 or something out of it.
So I get 330 miles out of my car.
Okay.
So it's not that bad, and I have the performance. Like my car does 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. So this one does 0 to 60 in 2.1, but the bigger battery is what I'm looking at. To go 800 plus kilometers or 500 plus miles to for that's huge, because you can do a lot more with the car.
Man, like I like all the Teslas except for the Model Y. Is that the
Yeah.
Model Y which has no dash?
No, the Model 3.
Oh, that's the
Model 3.
Yeah, the Model 3 is horrendous.
Well, you know why they did that, right? It's because as they move to autonomous driving, it's the idea that the actual driver doesn't need a dash because the car will be driving itself. So that center console is more of just the functional part of the car, just to see what's going on for like everybody that's in the vehicle at that point.
I don't know. It doesn't look like a car, man, with no dash. Like I see these cars driving around, I'm like, that's so weird.
It is, yeah, it is. But you know what? If you get a Model 3 Performance, it does as good performance as my car. Like it's like off by like maybe half a second or something like that, but it has the similar range and everything like that.
No, man. You know what? Model S is where it's at. It's more meaner and like it's just nicer.
Looks like a Todd.
So with gold, I would be very cautious with gold. Truthfully, if we do start to head up into the 1890s, I don't know if that is going to be held long term, to be honest, unless this 1879 range, 1880 like zone was very heavy. I would be cautious that we're pushing up to potentially drop for the New York Stock Exchange open at 9:30. So just be aware of that. It might pull back a bit and then drop again. But if we do go up, yeah, you could probably fill that previous bearish candle now. So this is where it makes more sense. So if we were to analyze this and you would say, okay, well, Ted, now we're going back up, you're wrong. And I would say that's the reason why I don't ask for commissions from the gulag. But more importantly, this structure here, we now know that this range here or this zone is a lot stronger than we earlier anticipated. So originally we were talking that this was the zone that we were looking for, but in actual fact, it's actually that whole area that we're a zone now, and that's why we're tapping back up. So I would just be very cautious with this current candle here. And if we are going up, I'd probably wait for maybe another 30-minute candle or another hour candle to solidify that move to go back up, to be honest, because this candle here doesn't give me enough confidence to say suddenly now we're going to rocket up. I would want to see maybe 1 or 2 candles go up. So if this candle finishes a strong bullish candle, then exactly what happened here on the way down will happen on the way up, right? Because now you say, okay, well, Ted, you told us when we have a massive bearish candle, momentum will continue. And then I would say, okay, well, yeah, when we have a massive bullish candle out of a zone, we're now heading back up to another zone. And then, you can see to the left where our next zone would be. Our next zone would possibly be right over here. So you can see we can go back almost into 1900s at that point. So keep that in mind. If you are trading gold, those are some of the targets or some of the things that you would want to manage. But I mean, once again, I don't like counter trending, and the daily on gold is still bearish. So I don't like this opportunity to go bullish. If we do go bullish, that's a pullback, and potentially what I'd like to see then is maybe a better entry over here to drop further down. So now you can take an entry at like this level here to go further down. One candle is not a change in direction for me, so keep that in mind as well.
Also, we need to consider that at 10 a.m. we're going to have Powell testify.
He's talking again? Okay, so that's probably another thing.
So we may get price in on gold.
Mm-hmm.
Just be careful.
Come on, GJ. 134, 300.
Oh, what's this? Oh, strong area here as support as well for gold. Mm-hmm. Ooh, look at this. Yeah, I guess we're gonna go till NYC open over here. Got like around 10 minutes left. If this candle closes bullish on gold, I think NYC open can push it bullish instead of coming down.
Yeah.
Let's see. I just want to see what happens at NYC open. Do you still have your runner open? No, everything was closed. Everything was closed around like 133, 900-ish. Before even 900, I closed everything. If weekly candle is bearish and daily candle is bullish, is taking a buy considered counter trend? I think it's more based on what you see in the lower time frames, like the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 30-minute. What are they saying? So that affects it more. Like if you look on gold here earlier, like someone sent a chart on gold, like how we're approaching a support area at this point, which matches up with support all the way to the left hand side back from 22nd August 2011, right? So now if we go down to the daily is also in that area over there, you know, where daily candle rejected back in August. So now we're dropping down to the 4 hour. 4 hour just opened actually, you know, and we're creating some sort of support here. Now looking on the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour is making that minor support. So you see how we dropped down from the overall high time frame down to the small time frame now based on a 30-minute time frame. So now we see it's in a range here. This is like 100 pip range. I think if we do close bullish, we can continue up, but you know, the bearish may happen. So in a way, gold can move up or down. Just gotta wait for this to close. Alright, what's this? GU. Entry of break of zone in previous candle high. Okay. I think as the 30-minute candle comes to a close, you can probably bring a stop below the 30-minute candle. Oh wow, looks like it's continuing over here. These 5 minutes may come up towards 134.300. Yeah, before NYC open.
Yeah. So in 8 minutes.
In 4 minutes?
8.
Oh yeah, 8 minutes.
Oh my God. 8 likes away from 1,000. Let's go.
Oh my God. Oh, someone donated 20 Singaporean dollars. Thanks, Ted, for the gold analysis. So beautiful.
Beautiful. Shout out Singapore.
How many more likes do you need, Mac?
Oh man, 1K. I love seeing that. Like going from like 900 to like 1.
That's take profit for Mac.
Okay. Yep. So it looks like 20 traders were selling GG. We had 20 dislikes.
Haters.
Well, I guess that was all for today here for me. I'm gonna call it a day. I gotta go water my lawn and put some fertilizer on. Yeah.
Not at this time, man.
Yeah, this is a good time, and then I gotta put some fertilizer today.
Get that poopy smell all over your lawn.
Yeah. There's I have this question. So this is off topic here. There are a lot of bees. There are a lot of bees like in my backyard. So I don't know what to do. Where to put like.
That's because of that honey drip you got on.
Man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some like insect spray, and I'm gonna try to just like send them to the gulag today or something.
Get some off to get them off.
Yeah, I'll wear the whole mask. I'll wear gloves so they don't sting me.
No, smoke even more because the smoke they don't like smoke.
With a big joint.
Hey Roger, are they honeybees or wasps?
I think they're wasps. We don't have any flowers there. We have some weeds growing there, and I was wanting to get them out, but now they're wasps over there now. So I don't know if I should mess around with that anymore.
You know what? You gotta locate their nest. They probably have a nest nearby, or probably like one of the crevices in your house or something, because that normally happens.
I don't know. That's a good idea then at all. If they're congregating over there.
Oh no, that's what happened. I remember one time there was a wasp nest. It was a very small one, but it was underneath my underneath the roof. It was a small crevice where I saw them coming in and out. So I sprayed some thing, and then that was it. Like some bug spray or whatever the case may be. But yeah, you gotta find their nest, because just find out where they're coming from. So yeah, that's my advice to you.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna get the bug spray today, and I'm gonna send them to the gulag
and stop growing weed.
All right, everybody. If I don't make it tomorrow, that means I got stung by wasps. But try to be okay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, take care, brother.
Yeah. All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
This guy is hilarious. Man.